In previous courses we've looked at building a form using the wizard that's built into Access. Here we're going to create a form manually. Now to do this we go to the Create ribbon and we choose Form Design. This will take us into the design view of a form. As you can see, it's blank, it's got nothing on it. We want to first of all open up the properties for this form. You can do this in several ways. You can either come over to this button here. You're currently on your design ribbon. There's a property sheet button here. If I toggle that on and off, you'll see the property sheet appears. When it appears, from the top you can choose to either see the properties for detail or form. We want the form. There's also another way of getting to this form property very quickly, and that's by double clicking your mouse in this corner here where the two rulers meet. If I double click, it brings up the same property sheet set to form. When you're first learning Access, it's always worth keeping these tabs on the All tab. Now the first thing I need to do is to tell it which table I want to use to populate my form, and the very first property you have is the record source. If you click on the little drop down, we can choose to have the customers. Once you've chosen this, we can then move up to this button here that says Add Existing Fields. Now this routine, every time you create a report or form, will be the same. Add Existing Fields. What you'll now find is that the table you chose, its fields are listed here. Now we can drag and drop these on here. Now you can drag them individually just by grabbing hold of one of these and dragging it and dropping it onto the form. So you can drag these and drop them. Just bear in mind that when you drag these, you are dragging the field, which is this box here, but along with it comes a label. Now what happens, these are joined together, so if I move one, the other moves as well. And the way that you move these around is move your mouse so it's on the edge of the field. You see a four-way arrowhead, which in all programs indicates you can click and drag. You'll also notice that the selected field or label, depending which one you click on, has the little orange handles, which allows you to grab those to stretch the size of the box. If you want to move these independently, then instead of grabbing the edge of one of the boxes, you can grab the large square in the top left corner of either the field or the label. When you grab that with your left mouse button, you can move these independently like so. Now we want to drag all of the fields on, so I'm going to select from my field list the top one, hold down my shift key on the keyboard and click on the last one. I can then drag and drop these into the middle of the form. I can resize the form by stretching the edge of it. I'm just grabbing the bottom right corner of the form. I can now begin moving these around. For example, I might want the customer ID over here, the company name here, the contact name above that, the contact title. If I want to select more than one of these, I can click and drag my mouse over these so that I can move them as a block. These two I can select and move over here. So moving and resizing is pretty straightforward. You can then format these. For example, I might want to select just the labels here, go up to my ribbon format, choose bold, and maybe change the colour of the text as so. I can do the same for these three here, do the bold and change the colour of those. We can add a title by adding a label. If you click on your design ribbon, there is a control with the two A's on it, which is called label. If I click on that, I can click at the top here and then just type in view customer details. Now to format this, I need to click away and then click back on it so it's got the orange box. Remember, if you've got an orange box around it, that's the one you've got selected. I can go to format, I can make it bold, change the font color and make it much bigger, 28. Now with the box is too small, you can stretch this to make it bigger and then move it into position. If I now want to view this as my end user will see, I can come down to my bottom right corner. Remember, on previous courses we looked at these. I'm currently in design view, but I can go into form view and I can now see the actual data being displayed. And that's how you create or edit a form. We can close this and save it as view customer detail, and that adds our new form down here, and that's creating it manually.